Hello everybody, welcome to my class today. Today I will discuss on Development integral as a limit of a sum. Let us consider the coordinate axis first. To discuss it we need this. This is our origin. This is our x-axis. This is our y-axis. Let us consider this curve be the curve of a function y equals to fx. Curve of a function f. Let us consider the interval a to b. Let us divide the interval into n equal parts, each of length h unit. This length is h, so this point will be a plus h. This point will be a plus 2h. Proceeding in this way, the last one, this will be a plus n minus 1 into h. Now let us draw parallels to the x-axis like this. Let us draw the intermediate also. Otherwise, these are all parallel to x-axis. Now look, these are all rectangles. Each have one dimension as h. All the intervals are of length h. Okay. Now, what is the length of this side? The length of this side is f of a. Why? Because the curve is y equals to fx. So, if you need this length, this will be f of a. What is the length of this side? This side's length will be f of a plus h. This side's length will be f of a plus 2h. In this way. So, if we consider the sum of all the rectangles be S1, then we get S1 equals to h into f of a. Look, this dimension is h, this is f of a. So h into f of a plus, for this rectangle, this dimension is h, but this dimension is f of a plus h. So h into f of a plus h. For the third rectangle, this dimension is of length h, and this is f of a plus 2h, because this point is this point is a plus 2h. So this length will be f of a plus 2h, h into f of a plus 2h. Proceeding in this way, the last rectangle, for the last rectangle, this length is h, this length is h, and this length will be this, as this point is a plus n minus 1 into h. So that length will be f of a plus n minus 1 bar into h. So we can write it as summation r equals to 0 to n minus 1 h into f of a plus rh. So when r is 0, then we get fa. When r is 1, then we get this. When r is n minus 1, we get this. So S1 is this. Next, if we consider parallels to x-axis in this way, okay, and we consider the sum of those rectangles be S2, then S2 will be, for the first rectangle, this dimension remains same h, but this dimension is now f of a plus h. So this will be h into f of a plus h. For the second rectangle, this is h, but this is f of a plus 2h. So h into f of a plus 2h. For the third rectangle, this is h and this is f of a plus 3h. So h into f of a plus 3h. Proceeding in this way, for the last rectangle, this is h and this is f of a plus nh. h into f of a plus nh. Now look at the fact, the interval a to b, that is whose length is b minus, is divided into n parts and each part is of length h. So you get b minus a equals to nh. So you get b equals to a plus nh. So this f of a plus nh is actually b, because this point is b. Actually b equals to a plus nh. Okay. Now we can write this sum as summation r equals to 1 to n h into f of a plus rh. Look, when r is 1, then f of a plus h. When r is 2, then f of a plus 2h. Proceeding this way. Now integration a to b fx dx represents the area bounded by the curve y equals to fx, the ordinates x equals to a, comma x equals to b, and the x-axis. Okay, that is integration a to b fx dx represents this area, the curve, this, the ordinates x equals b and the x-axis, this area. Let us draw it separately. This area is actually integration a to b fx dx. Okay. So let this area be capital S. Then S is more than S1 but less than S2. Okay. Now when n tends to infinity, that is, I am dividing the interval a to b into infinite parts, then obviously the length of each part will tend 0. H tends to 0, then obviously h tends to 0. So when h tends to 0, then limit h tends to 0 s1 and limit h tends to 0 s2 both tend to s by sandwich theorem. Okay, so finally we get integration a to b fx dx. This is actually limit h tends to 0 h into summation r equals to 0 to n minus 1 f of a plus rh, where nh equals to b minus a, or you can write it as limit h tends to 0 h into summation r equals to 1 to n f of a plus rh, where nh equals to b minus a. Okay, so this is the theory behind the concept definite integral as limit of a sum. Let us discuss it again because this is initially slightly tough. Suppose this is our curve y equals to fx. These are our ordinates x equals to b. This interval a to b is divided into n equal parts, each of length h unit, by the points a plus h, a plus 2h, a plus 3h, dot dot dot, at a plus n minus 1 into h. Then drawing lines parallel to x-axis through the upper vertex, we form n rectangles like this. The rectangles inside the curve, the sum of the areas of these rectangles is taken as S1. And similarly, we have drawn rectangles drawing lines parallel to x-axis through the upper vertex in this way, and the sum of the areas of the rectangles becomes S2. This, and the actual area integration a to b fx dx, which means the area of the region bounded by the curve, the ordinates x equals to b, and the x-axis, that is our S. So from the diagram it is obvious that S is more than S1 but less than S2. Now if we make the limit n tends to infinity, that is I am dividing the interval a to b into infinitely many parts, then obviously the width of each part will tend to 0, that is h tends to 0. When this happens, then S1 and S2 both converge to S, and in that case S, that is integration a to b fx dx, becomes these two limits. Any one of these limits will give us the actual area. Okay, so let us end today's video here. In our next class I will come with problems on limit of a sum. Till then, goodbye.